There's been a brand new detailed report that just dropped on Alexa Bliss's WWE return status, but it unfortunately includes nothing but bad news that you do not want to hear. So let's get into it because a lot of new information is included here. When WWE showcased a Lily doll backstage on Raw in fall 2024, it was an exciting moment because it felt like the very first teaser that Alexa Bliss was on her way back. So a lot of hype was building up there. But then a report shortly came out after that moment took place that mentioned how Alexa's return was not happening until 2025. So that really eliminated the hype there for fall 2024. But as the new year rolled around, everything was looking up and positive. Reports were claiming that Alexa Bliss's return plans were locked in for the early months of 2025, and she was set for a major role on television on the road to WrestleMania 41. Alexa was even constantly on her social media platforms and was interacting with fans who were discussing her upcoming WWE return, and she was dropping non-stop teasers too. The WWE Women's Division looked like it was going to open up 2025 very strong, with the returns of Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch. We even ran a poll here on WrestlingWorldCC asking which one of those three returns you were looking forward to seeing the most. And Alexa Bliss completely dominated the poll with 68% of votes, leaving both Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch just completely blown out of the water. So at least in our community, there was more fans that were looking forward to Alexa's return more than anyone else. And that unfortunately brings us to this latest new detailed report coming from PW Insider that is just soul-crushing for Alexa Bliss fans and everyone that's been patiently waiting 2 years to see her return to WWE television. They reported that all prior return plans for Alexa Bliss that were already in motion and written out have now been scrapped. Creative have been allegedly informed to no longer include Alexa in any plans, and how her entire WWE return in general has now been put on hold indefinitely. The report also revealed the details of the return plans that were previously in place for Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss was set to originally make her grand return on the January 13th edition of Monday Night Raw in San Jose, California. Alexa was going to be reintroduced on WWE television during this episode of Raw as a member of the Wyatt Sicks. So the longtime fan theory is exactly what WWE had written for Alexa's big return. It looks like Alexa was going to be affiliated with the Wyatt Sicks immediately on her first night back with some big grand reveal during the show. But reports claim that the return in the entire storyline was just pulled moments before it was set to kick off, and that's when word started to go around that Alexa's return had been cancelled indefinitely. The cancellation to Alexa's return and story with the Wyatt Sicks is also what led to the Wyatts being traded to SmackDown out of nowhere. It looks like when Alexa was scrapped, it left the Wyatt Sicks with nothing really on the horizon anymore, so that resulted in the sudden trade to SmackDown. And another strange part about this report is the fact that it confirms that Alexa Bliss and the Wyatts were going to come together right away for her return. That was the original plan. But they claim that WWE will now keep the Wyatt Sicks and Alexa Bliss completely separated from each other for all future plans, and they'll no longer cross paths. So did something happen there, or what? How did they go from wanting to pair Alexa and the Wyatts up to now never wanting them to cross paths in the future? The report doesn't explain the reasoning for that big change of mind, but that's all it says, that the original plan was for them to be together, but now they'll be held far apart and separated for all future plans. The report also tells fans not to get excited for a potential Royal Rumble entrant from Alexa Bliss. They claim that the Royal Rumble is completely off the table for Alexa Bliss, and she's not penciled in for a surprise return in the match at all. Now, the biggest question is obviously, why? Why was this big return cancelled? Why has it been scrapped, and why is it on hold indefinitely? The report does not give a clear answer to that question, but they speculate that it may be some contractual issues and figuring some things out there that has Alexa Bliss's plans on hold. Alexa's current contract is obviously from long ago when things were much different in WWE. Since Alexa's been gone, Vince McMahon has fully stepped down, WWE was sold, TKO was formed. It's like a whole new world compared to when Alexa last signed her contract. Also can't forget Alexa's pregnancy and the time that was missed there as well. So maybe it's a thing of trying to figure out how much time she had left on the old contract and bringing her over to a new deal under the TKO umbrella. Ever since TKO took over and was formed, WWE has been letting the talent's contract come down to the very last second without even having conversations for a new deal. Becky Lynch brought this to everyone's attention last spring when she noted she could barely have 2 months left on her deal, and yet nobody from TKO have even approached her about an extension and a new deal. Same situation for Drew McIntyre and Chad Gable in 2024. They really let those contracts come down to the final days and expire before signing them to new deals. So it's no secret that some contract stuff has been a bit messy in recent memory. So maybe it's something revealed to that matter. It's a known fact that Alexa Bliss is not the problem herself. She noted on her social media platforms just a few weeks ago that she was 100% fully healthy, physically, and ready to go. She was just waiting for the call, and even throughout her pregnancy and immediately right after, Alexa Bliss was very vocal about her strong desire to step back inside the ring and how she was not going to retire from the ring after the pregnancy. So everything from Alexa Bliss has been showing off strong desires to get back in the ring. It's something that she wants. She's well aware that it's something fans want too. She's been nothing but positive about getting back on television, but it's looking like the obstacle is something backstage and is in the corporate office that's not completely clear at the moment. Another bad sign about all this potentially being true is Alexa's social media silence about the reports. The news of Alexa Bliss's entire return being scrapped was plastered all over every website you can think of. It was on Yahoo, Sports Illustrated, just everywhere, and Alexa did not say a single word about it at all. And that is a bit telling of a sign because Alexa usually is pretty quick to address anything that has her name on it. If someone or some site is spreading something about her, she's usually seen right there in the comment section or quoting the post to set everything straight. So the fact that this was all going on and Alexa didn't say a single word, that's an action that makes you feel like most of the things in the report has to be true then, or she would have debunked it right away with ease. So the whole thing is just really weird and strange. That return was set. Alexa Bliss was supposed to appear on WWE on January 13th. It was set in stone, but something stopped it from happening at the last second. And another strange detail about how they had a Wyatt and Alexa story ready, but now they're going to make sure that they never cross paths in the future. What's that about, and why is that? Maybe it was a last-second decision not to have Alexa in the group right away and have her be by herself, so they put them on separate brands. It just definitely seems like there's a much bigger part to this entire situation that's missing, and maybe it'll come out in the coming days here. But it's absolutely heart-shattering for Alexa Bliss fans. Their hearts have been played with for 2 years straight for when it comes to her return. And now to hear about this complete last-second cancellation and everything is up in the air indefinitely, Alexa Bliss fans are starting to lose all hope. So all we can do now is hope that the reports are completely wrong and that Alexa does pop up sometime soon. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.